Well, the new album, Arkivet, hopefully I've pronounced that right, is out at the end of the month. This is your third album now, and it's followed on from a process of seemingly an album every 2 years. What was the writing process for this album like? Was it very smooth, very much set in stone what you wanted to do beforehand?
Yeah. As with all the albums we did, we took what we thought worked out the best from the album before.
Mm.
As we're creating stuff, we figure out what works in the studio, what works not in the studio, what works on stage, and so on. So throughout the years, I learned pretty much about my own songwriting and also how to process it live.
Mm.
So when this album Arkivet was written, I would say it was kind of smooth, but writing an album is, with that said, it's not an easy task to
No.
do, but in the end, I would definitely say I'm happy with the outcome, for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, the previous two albums have both received very strong responses, very positive feedback so far. So you would expect more of the same. But what makes Arkivet different from Natarvet?
Natarvet and Arkivet are two concept albums, you can say.
Okay.
So they got a strong story and two strong and very different emotional stories, if you can say like that. Nattarvet was set in 1800s, in the 1800s, mid late 1800s, in Scandinavia, due to harsh weather conditions. There was a great famine that people starved, and a lot of the Scandinavians had to emigrate to United States. So that's history. It's fact, and of course some fiction involved in it to spice it up. This new album, it's set in 2023, so it's also a concept album, but it's not as much fact,
No.
It's more us twisting and turning on reality and what could be an alternative future for humanity. So concept-wise, they differ pretty much. Music-wise, the Nattarvet album is much more folky in its vibe. Also to enhance, that it's old in the old days.
Yeah.
And very very much Scandinavian smelling album. This album Arkivet, it's also set in Scandinavia, but it's putting light on something global. So we still have some folky vibes in it, but the overall feeling is, I don't know if anyone would agree with me, but I would say it sounds more modern. Not production wise or trends or anything like that, but the music describes, to me at least, something that is more in our days.
Yeah. I think that's it's a perfect contrast, you know, when you've got two very different concepts like that, because if you, obviously more folk elements you have, people will associate that with the past, and that will tell that story better. Whereas with a more modern, so to speak, metal approach, people understand that it is the very near future that the album deals with. And obviously you've done the video for the title track, the Archive, which is a breathtaking video, and the song itself is beautiful in its own way, because it's harsh and it's punishing, but it's got some just absolutely gorgeous melodies and things like this in between, which really adds to the vibe. You know, it makes it haunting in its own way.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like what I'm hearing right now. No, but the video also, we put in a lot of work into it. It was a zero budget production. Me and my friend who runs the video company Svartna Film made it. And also, you know, it's connected with the book, with the novel that we will release also with the vinyl edition. So the author there, Mikael Strömberg, we co-produced, you know, the story. We had ideas of what we wanted to you know, in what world we wanted this to be, and he took this under his wings and wrote something that we also made pictures for. So it was a fun project. It took its time, but you know, it turned out pretty decent for being no money involved in it.
Yeah, but it really is. That makes it all the more impressive that there's no money involved, because when I was watching it, something it really reminded me of was a two-part episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I don't know if you ever watched that. But there's one where they go back to 2024, and the world is a shithole, basically.
No, I haven't seen it, but yes, we.
So it's funny, you know, because obviously right now there's things like the pandemic and wildfires and all these kinds of things. So it is a very frightening time in reality. But I just thought that was kind of funny that I drew more comparisons to Star Trek than the real world.
Yes, but indeed, it's bad times now. We all know it, and the pandemic, of course, and the fires and floods, and it's been political instability all over the world, and you know, with riots, and this is the world that this album actually describes. We started to writing this in 2019, and you know, we came up with the full concept then, and then everything just lined up in the world also. Of course, this is, can you say happy accidents? I don't know if it's happy accidents, but I think that, you know, subconsciously, we as a band and us as humans and all the humanity that actually reads and watches the news, subconsciously we know where we're going, you know, but we want to be blind. So, you know, we want to lift it up to the table and you know, emphasize it a little, not as a political action. We don't want this to be political or belong to any belief system at all, but you know, just show us who we are as
Yeah.
people, and the you can choose by yourself what you want to think about it, you know.
Yeah, like you say, it's not an outlook that subscribes to one political ideology or another. You know, it's almost just like common sense. If you do this, this will happen.
Yeah,
So
that's basically it.
yeah, but you've also done another music video for "The Gentle Touch of Humanity" that came out a few weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Um, why did you choose this one as the second single, if you like, from the album?
uh, the song is long, and it's
Yes.
also very strong. uh, the message is strong, and I think it also, music wise, it got qualities that are very wormwoody. uh, you know, we got everything from furious blast beats to more blues kind of solos, and mid-tempo classic rock stuff, you know. uh, so that's one of the reason we wanted to present something that is very representative for our band.
Yeah.
Also, the video that we did for it, uh, it's like an art installation, or what to call it. Collected all the bad stuff could find on internet, and uh, shot it through a projector in the woods, and then filmed it. So uh, that was, you know, a crazy idea how to picturize all this mess that we
Yeah.
sing about. Uh, the video itself has been very hard to promote because social platforms and YouTube has kind of censored it.
Oh, right.
So it won't show in people's feeds, and links won't work, and some
Oh,
people have to, you know, prove their age with their driving license and stuff. uh, I had that in mind when we did it, that we we were gonna get problems to promote it, but still, it's the message and the pictures are very much important for
yeah.
people to see. It can be tough for people, maybe sensitive and stuff. Well, not maybe not the true metalheads, but but people in general, you know, even if they don't like this kind of music, I think uh, they should see the video anyway.
Mm,
It serves another purpose than just being just a rock and roll song, you know.
absolutely. I really like the idea of projecting this modern chaos in the woods as well. That contrast of nature and society, if you like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a really interesting idea, and yeah, if all else fails, just put it on a porn site. You can fucking put anything up on there. I mean,
Yeah, Rammstein did something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, something else very striking about the album is the artwork, or the lack thereof,
Mm.
because obviously it's almost completely white. It's very bare. It's very stark. And when you know or when you discuss the story of the album, it's almost frightening in a way. You know, it's almost like a wipeout. You know what I mean? It's like post-apocalypse. You're left with nothing.
Yeah.
So
I think there's like three ways to look at this cover art.
mm,
Uh, your your thought of it was kind of good, actually. Uh, the name is called the name of the album is Arkivet,
yeah,
but it was meant to be Vita Arkivet, which means the white archive. So Arkivet means the archive.
Yeah.
Vita Arkivet, or the White Archive, that's you can call it some kind of document that you write, like a testament, your last wishes and everything. Here in Sweden, I don't know if you got it over there, but maybe something similar. So our take on this was to humanity's last words to the afterworld, whatever that may be, and preserve the memory of who we were. So that was our take on this Vita Arkivet thing. But the fun, or not so much fun, part was when we got a cease and desist mail from this Swedish funeral service, whatever it's called. They have this Vita Arkivet trademark.
Right.
Copyright on that 2 words. So they sent us. They contacted their lawyers, and we got this mail, and our record label also had lawyers. So they had a little fight there, but long story short, we had to skip the name because we didn't want to go bankrupt or end up in jail. So but to the cover art again, since it's called Arkivet, but it's all white, it's still the White Archive. But the cover art for the Vita Arkivet version was all the same, but just another more word there. But also we wanted it to feel, very bureaucratic and boring and very official and serious. No fire-breathing dragons or swords, Mad Max apocalypse stuff. Just a plain white paper with one word on it, because what we describe here are serious stuff, and it's not too far away from our reality. So
Well, sometimes less is more, as they say. So, like I say, just that plain white with the black text, that to me is more frightening than a painting of death and destruction and whatever. Because as metal fans, we're used to that. We're almost desensitized to it.
Yeah, it's become like a cliche in the metal community also. Nobody are scared of skulls and zombies anymore.
No.
Of course, it's cool. It's part of this music culture, of course. But I'm a little allergic to go too much cliche. So this was our choice to keep it simple, and here we are.
It's a brilliant decision. It really is. Well, just finally then, because unfortunately I don't have too much time left. With everything that's going on, like pandemic and all this kind of thing, as we've discussed, how are you planning to promote this album?
It will be released now in a few weeks here, so we have nothing booked for the fall, for the autumn here. We got a few gigs in December that aren't cancelled, and it's in Sweden. No other countries this time, but for next year, I hope that all the postponed festivals and everything that didn't happen, that they will happen. And also, a European tour is one of the obvious goals, but we will see. A lot of the promoters and bookers and everything in the business has been on hold for so long now, and a lot of the smaller promoters, they haven't reached out to us, so I fear that they don't exist anymore. The bigger festivals and stuff, yes, of course, they will happen when the pandemic is officially over. But yeah, we will see. The main goal now is to go on stage again, and we'll take it from there.
Good. I hope to see you over here at some point. That would be awesome. And of course, I wish you every success with the album, because it's refreshingly intelligent take on a subject that we hear about a lot in metal music, but to do it in a more refined and a more almost diplomatic way is almost scarier. And that's
Thank you very much.
interesting take on the album, on the idea. So I really do wish you every success with the album. I hope this goes really, really well for you.
Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it.
Always. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me, man. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Tack så mycket.
Tack så mycket.